Hey guys, welcome to day 22 challenge. And today we have two very short sentences. Yesterday's challenge was quite big. Very, very happy to see many of you attempted it and just really did a fantastic job. So couldn't be more proud of you guys. Looks like the subject predicate exercise is really coming along just fine. Today, we're just going to take a look at this, and as always, we divide it out into sections. So there's our period. We got idea number one. Here is it. Notice I'm not even reading the sentence at all. It's just pretty much using my punctuations to my advantage and separating them. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sections of text. All right, let's look at the first one because it is a period there, which is very short. Subject, bus, and we have the verb or predicate stinks. Next, every time it hits a patch of uneven pavement. So every time will definitely not be a subject because it's not followed by a predicate. Here's it. There's the subject. And it hits. Then we got another section where we have it jostles. Subject. Predicate. Even though, again, not a subject predicate, it's followed by I and I'm. Now, remember that I apostrophe M is a contraction of I am. So I'm going to circle I and then am gripping. Perfect. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 different subject and predicates, 4 different ideas, 4 different sections. And always when looking at how commas work and separating your sentence, chances are when you separate using your punctuations, you already have an idea of what sections to look for. So let's look at the first sentence. The bus stinks. On its own, the verb stinks is very much an independent verb that automatically describes the bus. You can call that a predicate nominative verb, although that is a very weird name and doesn't really exist, but it's a descriptive verb. These will usually take something called a preposition if you want to keep adding to it. When something is described, like this stinks, if I want to describe what possesses that stink or what it stinks of, notice that in English I must use the preposition, and here I am using it. And we've got an announcement during our podcast. You can tell Mr. G is in school. So once again, we have a preposition of. Okay, let me maybe do the blue like I always do. Here is of, and of what? Of exhaust. This is a possessive. In other words, what does it stink of? What's possessing the stink? The exhaust is possessing the stink, which is a weird way of saying if you put your nose next to the exhaust, you are going to smell stink, or it's not going to be a very pleasant smell. So these are what we would like to dub prepositional verbs, verbs that take a preposition or a prepositional object, and in this case, a descriptive verb is the one you're looking for. Any verb that automatically describes. So the bus stinks, or the flowers smell. Okay, if you want to describe that smell, you're gonna have to use a possessive. The flowers smell of perfume. Okay, hopefully that helped. Next, every time we have a start of a temporal clause. Why? Because we have time here. Adverb. Hits, what does it hit? It hits a patch. Direct object. And now we have another preposition, and hopefully by now you realize that this preposition is a possessive. Pavement. What possesses the patch? The pavement possesses the patch. Uneven here is an adjective describing pavement. Okay, next, it jostles. Who or what does it jostle? It jostles me. There's my direct object. And then we have our preposition from. From what? Now, side to side is the object of the preposition. I just want to really put brackets or parentheses in the middle here because I want to show you that Although these are 3 words put together, they are 1 word. Side to side, noun, going back to the preposition from. Okay, and yes, you could put dashes in between side to side to indicate that you are joining it together. Next, even though, it's another adverb. Okay, we call this a concessive clause. We have subject, I'm gripping. What am I gripping? The seat. Okay, now, here is something that we can only see if we're diagramming the sentence. I'm gripping the seat is perfectly understandable. Okay, which means, hey, I'm done. I'm gripping the seat. You see me gripping the seat. If you have a question, you can ask me. But in narrative, I'm probably going to anticipate you're going to ask, why am I keeping the seat, or why am I gripping the seat? So what purpose is it serving for me to grip the seat? And this is known as a purpose clause. In English, we'll use to. Again, not necessarily a verb. Remember that to is a very short way of saying in order to. And we have keep is another predicate. Who do I keep? Myself. Direct object. This is known as a reflexive because it reflects back on yourself, and still is describing myself. How am I going to be? I'm going to keep still, adverb. Okay. You could say I am still, but in this case, it's describing how you're going to keep yourself. Adverb. All right. And I should put that in a different color, which is yellow. All right. Now the verbs. Bus stinks. We have a third person singular. I think we can apply it to pretty much every one of these. Present. It's simple and it's indicative. It hits, same thing. Third person singular, present, simple, indicative. It jostles, third singular, present, simple, indicative. And then we have I'm gripping. Oh, and this is the interesting one because we're not getting a third person anymore, and we're not getting a simple. First person, because it's I. Notice the am, the auxiliary verb am, going with the main verb gripping. This is a first person present progressive indicative verb, okay? Which means that you are imagining the narrator gripping continuously the seat, okay? Keep, in order to keep myself still, would be same thing, first person singular, but in this case, present simple. Why do I see a first person here? Because the long version of it would be in order that I may keep myself okay. So what the standard English would take that much to write, you can just use the infinitive form to keep. The subject of keeping myself still is still first person singular, okay? So as long as you guys can see that, this long version here equals this, you are on your way to finding purpose clauses in English. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to everyone who came out today to Google Meet and we discussed your paper. Again, I'm available all the way till Friday. Please book a time. I'll be very happy to help you, and we can take this one step at a time to make sure you guys write amazing essays and have something that you could use going forward in your education. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.